So
That needs to stop.
Getting back to our top 5 Marvel films.
Yeah, holy crap, we went off.
Top 5
Yeah, we went
Marvel
way
villains?
off on a tangent. Yeah, were there any films that really jumped out to you, or like anything on any of our lists that really warrant discussion?
I love all the movies. that you
What
just brought
what
up.
was your least favorite 5? We did
What are your
top
least-
5. What's the
I'm
what's the
curious.
bottom
Yeah,
5?
what are your bottom 5?
That's tough. I got to think about that. For
Yeah, this is right off the top of the head.
I'll probably go with
We're freestyling it here.
Thor
Iron
2,
Man
Iron
2.
Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, and what
You
else?
said Thor 2 twice, but
Yeah,
Iron Man
that's
2,
how much I
Iron
don't
Man
like it.
3.
2 Thor
yeah,
2.
I agree. Both Iron Man sequels, Thor 2. I'm trying to think of what else. Winter Soldier wouldn't be in my bottom 5, but it's like definitely closer to the bottom 5 than it is to the top. You know, it's not in my top 10, and there's only 18 films.
I
So.
mean, I don't not like the first Thor. But I'm not-
Hulk, Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah, the Incredible
Oh, Hulk, yeah. That
It's
was
it's not even like a terrible movie. It's just for that time frame. The plot is just generic. The CGI is pretty lousy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. For the Marvel Cinematic Universe, considering their standards,
Oh,
it's
if
pretty
you give
fucking
Black
on the
Panther a
list.
bad review, you're a racist. I don't care. There it is.
I hate green people apparently. Yeah, I got to think about my very bottom one. Just
Nah, it's all right.
give me a second.
John,
I
what do
got
you not
to
like?
think
What,
about
about you?
lists.
What are your least favorite ones, John?
Well, off the top of my head, I know my least favorite is definitely Iron Man 3 because it was a big disappointment. They're like, oh yeah, it's going to be the Mandarin. And then they're like, oh no, he's just a joke. Okay, why don't you just do someone else then?
Right.
Thor 2 definitely down there. I'm not sure what else. Because like a lot of the Marvel movies haven't exactly been bad.
So I'm
I don't
looking
really
through the list
dislike
right
anything
now.
except those.
Again, it's hard to decide a bottom 5 when there's only 18 films and they're all mostly on the good side. I guess by default, it would have to be for me. It would have to be either Avengers 2 or Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was too much CGI. That's what they relied on the entire.
Well, first of all, I
yeah.
think visually, Doctor Strange is one of the best films.
Yeah, I mean it looks
Visually.
good, but it's just they
But,
relied on the CGI.
The fact
and-
is, the plot was at best formulaic. It gave us an origin film, which would have been a great origin film in Phase 1. It would have been probably one of the best films in the MCU if it had aired in Phase 1. But for the time it aired, it was just pretty generic. While I do love Benedict Cumberbatch's portrayal, pretty much everyone in the MCU has been well cast, so that's not the best argument to make. What else can be said? I mean, Caecilius is just a lame fucking villain. He's at best I like Mads
I can't
Mikkelsen,
believe you
but
even remember his name. I can't
yeah,
even remember
exactly.
his name.
so I
bought the
mean,
toy.
Mads Mikkelsen is a great actor, but the villain is just meh.
He's just a goon for
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dormammu.
I come to bargain.
Yeah, so Dormammu actually,
No,
Dormammu's just
Dormammu
CGI.
actually is a great villain, and he has the potential to be this great otherworldly threat. But they just did not develop him at all in Doctor
Nope.
Strange.
I will admit, I do like the whole I've come to bargain thing. That was pretty funny.
That was funny. That was one of the most quotable moments of the movie. Yeah, I mean, my big problem with it is just that it is generic. It's just an MCU film that, while it does stand well on its own, it's really just there to add Doctor Strange into the Marvel Cinematic Universe so he can appear in future films.
yeah.
It was really there just to
Yeah.
fill the gap between two other Marvel movies. And, you know, it's again, not a bad movie. It's just there by default.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
What was the other one you said?
Avengers 2.
Yeah, that kind of got
Which
stuff.
again, I love Joss Whedon as a director. I think the first Avengers was amazing, but the problem with Avengers 2 is that it's ridiculously long for what it is. It just
there's so many
tries to
damn
be so much
characters.
more deep than it is. I think the actual title, Age of Ultron, is sort of
It's
misleading.
misleading, yeah.
Exactly, it's not
It's
the
like
Age of
1
Ultron.
week of Ultron.
It's the couple days of Ultron.
yeah.
I think Ultron's actually an interesting enough character on his own, but again, he wasn't well developed. They could have at least hinted that Ultron was coming in the earlier MCU films. Like,
I didn't like
I
that
mean,
he
in the
was
same
just-
way
Also,
Loki developed to be the villain of Avengers, in the same way that Thanos developed to be the villain in Infinity War. I feel like they could have done the same thing with Ultron. You know?
Yeah. And also, at the end of Avengers 2, Tony is not thrown into jail like forever.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah, I
probably
know.
should have
It's
happened.
it's weird that they never reference again the fact that he created fucking Ultron. It's weird that didn't come up during Civil War. You know?
Yeah.
But
Basically, Avengers 2 kind of
again,
way too far. Its own ass.
again, it's not a terrible movie. It's just like as far as the MCU films go, it just had no lasting consequences for the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. It was fun.
Well, there was the Wakanda thing that they referenced in Civil War.
What?
Wasn't there something about like some Wakanda thing that they referenced in Civil War?
The Sokovia Accords, duh. But they destroyed Sokovia, but they didn't reference the fact that it was Ultron's fault or that Ultron had any impact on that.
I mean, it was kind of Tony's fault if you think.
Yeah, but
didn't he did it twice? I remember.
Which and to be fair, that might be why Tony's so strong, like pro registration, even though
even though at the end he kind of like goes again, he kind of like just forgets all that, and it's like I'll go back to
again. If you had asked me before Civil War, I would have definitely sided with Tony, but and they could have definitely built up a side. Like if just approaching it from a non-biased standpoint, Tony had the better argument, But of course, it's a Captain America movie, if you want to call it a Captain America movie. So of course, Captain America's got to win because he's front and center. He's the protagonist. Yada yada yada.
Well, so eventually, Captain America's the main character in it.
Exactly. So that's my problem with Age of Ultron and Civil War. But mostly Age of Ultron. Even Civil War, I guess, is closer to the bottom 5 than the top 5 for me.
Valid points. All valid points here.
Yeah.
So
very deep conversation.
Yeah, and again, I think I've justified my top 5 enough. Like, I mean, none of ours are really all too controversial. Aside from
I mean, I feel like everyone will just get that. They'll be like, okay, yeah, no duh.
Even Black Panther is in my top 10 now. Like, it's my number 9, I think. I have the list somewhere, but it's not in front of me. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised none of you called me out on Ant-Man, but
I mean, it's not. This means the problem I have is I always watch and it's go like,
Edgar Wright would have done it.
If only Edgar Wright directed this.
And again, I have the same criticism. That doesn't make it a bad movie, though. Yeah. Sure, it could have been a hell of a lot better, but it was a damn good movie to begin with.
Again, with the Marvel movies, they're all pretty much at least half decent. So it's not like if you have one in your top 5, I'm going to say, oh, why would you put that there? That one was terrible. It's like, no, they're all of a similar quality.
Right.
So they're probably interchangeable depending on your specific tastes or preferences.
Right.